quasi-real podcast.
Geist?
Yes, what is it?
I was cleaning up the Whispering Winds, and I found this
Cleaning up. Were you
book?
cleaning or
Book?
were you reorganizing?
It's the same thing. It's called Two Piece? What is this? It's got a weird
Two Piece.
cover with a bald guy on it.
Ah, I see. You must have found there's a new store in town. It's owned and operated by an individual known as Nature Comics. They've got some remarkably interesting graphic novels in there. You found Two Piece, but I myself am quite fond of Demon Flavor. Have you read either of them?
No. It's just like a lot of pictures. Is it a picture book?
No, well, yes, but also no. Because it's a book that has pictures, and it tells a story through the graphic illustrations. But where is Rindo? Rindo will be able to explain this better than I can.
Hey, guys, I'm looking
there you
for...
are.
Have you heard? I'm looking for a book. I think I left it here last time I was here. At My Villain Academia. I picked it up. I thought that it might have something to do with... Because I'm going to school, and it has an academic word in it.
Rindo, did you pick that up from Nature Comics as well?
I did, yeah. Have you been?
I've become quite the regular.
Have you seen their source section?
Rindo, why do you think I went there the first place? It's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you think that we should take Cade? In fact, I wonder if Cade's here right now to weigh in on this.
What kind of nerd stuff you guys talking about now?
Cade, you're gonna love it.
But you don't know how to read.
I read, I just choose not to.
No, but there's pictures in it as well, Cade. And there's
There are
entire
Mostly
novels
pictures.
just about individuals who want to fight death, Cade.
What, you talking about Nature's Comic?
So you've been there.
Yeah, I get my docile graphic novels from there.
I'm surprised I haven't run into you yet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a picture book about a guy. He doesn't do really anything. He kind of just like sits around, hangs out, does normal stuff. Pretty cool.
Are you going to start playing Source also now, Cade? Or is this...
No. What?
This
No.
is the... Okay, I'm
Detecting
just
a
checking.
strange tone, as if that's not a good thing.
There's no tone. There's no tone. I just need to know the level of which clutter is going to start to enter my
not
immediate
clutter.
vicinity. Is
You
it
keep all
not?
the cards in a binder and then you keep them all organised.
That's how it starts. I have seen some of your antics with these things.
Nia, let me ask you a question. If you had to pick between binders full of source cards or an infinity of spurs, what would you pick?
That the phrase "an infinity of spurs" even
Cade,
left your
you hear?
mouth.
Sounds like she's not that mad about spurs anymore.
Nice.
What about binder full of spurs?
I never even thought of that.
Is there a source card with spurs on it?
Oh yeah, I bet there's
Absolutely.
loads. There's whole Western type decks that you can build, and I bet lots of those characters got spurs on them.
Next, there's something coming up there's a couple of nights from now. If you seem like you're interested, I'd love to maybe show you around the store, introduce you to Nature Comic themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Yes, that pause was because you were thinking it over and deciding that it's something you're very interested in doing.
Don't get too excited.
I'm excited, but it's picture books and picture cards in a store.
And other type.
Do they have
games and
stories
stuff.
at least, or are they just pictures and people hitting each other?
Well,
There's stories.
yeah, but
Okay.
I would say 90% of the story is people hitting each other.
Yeah, but
Not docile. I
with
read a whole
purpose.
book. All I did was go to the grocery store.
Somehow Cade sounds the best.
there is one I think you might like. It's about cooking. It's called Delicious in Dutch.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's a new one that just came out, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of fighting and punching in that, but it's for a purpose. They're trying to get things to eat.
Listen, we could sit around talking about this for hours. Why don't we just go over to Nature Comics right now and say, Nature Comic, thank you. Thank you for coming to our fair city. Come on, everybody, let's go.
Yeah. Freeze frame.
Welcome back to Mythcraft, the podcast, The Ties That Bind. Let's meet our precipitous partygoers, Andy,
Nix. That was a lot.
Mal,
Rundo. Hot sauce.
I shit you not, Mal. You are now legally required to say that intro every single episode.
Maggie.
Mia Craheen. Feckin' Bangino.
Tyrell.
Cade Rayner. This would have been the best ball ever. Somebody would have ended up bunga dead.
Absolute cinema.
And Roger.
Geist. I'd give this party a 10 out of 10, but then again, I don't really get invited to many parties.
And I'm your MC, Nathan. It's gonna be a night. Let's jump in. Last time on The Ties That Bind, you were attacked viciously by paper people, but you defeated them in short order. The festivities went on, although the public reception of gifts did not. Rendo checked the remainder of the gifts just to verify that there were no additional threats, and found one in the form of, as Rendo so eloquently put,
Hot sauce.
And the party continued to get back on the rails. Nia did a very good job of saving face, and then had a panic attack in the back room with Kate trying to calm her down. And where we left off, each of the party members are on the precipice of having a conversation of varying degrees of import. We've got Nyx in the courtyard about to talk with Steven, Rendo about to speak with Norman Sinclair, Nia and Cade about to talk with or perhaps confront Leon Bangino, the ex-mayor, and his personal bodyguard, Sammy Vargo, and Geist sitting across the table from Bernie McDonough. We'll start with Nia and Cade. As you come out of the kitchenette area that you were in, you step back into the main ballroom and you see Bangino waiting there. He's extinguishing the remains of a cigarette under his heel. He says, "We might have a moment to discuss matters."
Of course, anything for one of my new constituents. Kate, I don't believe you've met. I believe this is Sammy. Sammy.
Pleasure, I'm sure.
Sammy, a hulking minotaur wearing a trench coat and at least one shotgun under the trench coat, just snorts and tips his head in the curtest of acknowledgments. Leon says, "You know, Nia, when we spoke some time ago, I offered to you the opportunity to be in my cabinet for my next term, and you must understand I'm a little disappointed that the courtesy was not reciprocated."
Mr. Bangino, respectfully, why would I have reciprocated that courtesy when you were so confident that you were going to win? I was just muddling through, making my best way of it.
Clearly, you do seem to know what you're doing. I have been impressed with your campaign, especially the way you were able to capitalize on the court proceedings. You've proven yourself quite competent. I only wish to say, although I am not a member of your cabinet, I truly do look forward to seeing what you make of our beloved city. I'm sure you chose the members of your cabinet for a litany of reasons, and I'm sure that you're surrounded by a number of competent people. Only hear out my offer that I will still, at your beck and call, serve as an outside advisor, having just spent a number of years in the office. You need someone who's not in it, someone who doesn't have a direct stake in what happens within the mayor's office. Well, I imagine you will know how to find me. I'm happy to serve at the pleasure of the mayor, is all I'm saying.
I appreciate that offer, and certainly I'm sure it is not coming because you have any concerns of your own safety and or well-being now that you're no longer in the mayor's office.
There's a monosyllable laugh, and I am sure the long history of the Severses and McGoverns and Banginos is palpable in the air between the two of you. He says, "Certainly not. Nothing of the sort. And I'm sure that the same is true of you. That you have no fears of the current president perhaps growing short-tempered with you.
I have not a fear at all, Mr. Bangino. As you pointed out, I've been exonerated, as have the rest of my family. I'm just here to serve the good people of Dirge.
And I'm certain that our newly elected president shares the same scruples. It would certainly be deeply out of character for a McDovern to enact an assassination plot at the inaugural ball of the new mayor.
I should certainly hope so. And to that end, considering the history that both of our families have had with our new esteemed president, I think that if that had been the president's plan, probably would have occurred regardless of who was in the mayor's seat. So to that end, I would just say, I appreciate your offer. I will take it into consideration, but I would not, don't feel the need to wait around for any immediate calls. Take some time for yourself. I hear a vacation could be very useful after you spend some time in office.
Good night to you. He'll tip his hat, begin to take his leave.
That wasn't too harsh, was it?
No, you could have been a little meaner, I think.
Alright. I kind of wanted to be a little bit meaner, but I was afraid I was going to be too mean, and so I held back a little bit. But I've never liked him. Fucking Bangino's. His cousin, Sylvia, I went to school with her. She is a right cunt and a half. And when I tell you, he is like boy Sylvia.
You don't think he's on anything with that whole president trying to put you under or anything? I mean, we can make him be ex-president real fast. He's still around, I think.
Don't have to worry about that immediately, but I like that that's immediately where your brain went, because if we do find out that's the case, I think that's probably a wise bet. It's not. That's not a wise bet at all. Secret time.
It's me,
I love
your girl Maggie.
Don't do it. Are you guys still in here? Don't do that.
Yeah, speaking of secret time, let's go to the courtyard where Nyx has just been confronted by Steven, or Steven just caught up with her.
Yeah, let's go there.
Confronted. Hi, Steven. I didn't know you were
Nyx,
here. I haven't seen Foe anywhere either.
Well, I didn't see you here either until the mayhem that unfolded on stage.
Yeah, they were paper. This is my first time seeing paper, and everybody else was kind of acting like they were normal, but you saw that too. They were paper, right?
They were paper,
Okay.
right? I mean, I
Alright.
recognized them from my source collection, but no,
Yeah. Oh, I just got away from the source talk, Steven.
Sorry, right. Well, all business then. We won't talk about anything but business. Those were paper, and they were trying to. It looked like they were going for. Were they targeting Nia? Mayor Koryahin? Excuse me.
I mean, you can say Nia. It's fine. She's not here to stab you. Yeah, they're probably going for Nia. Who else would they be going for? They weren't going for the president.
I mean, I don't know. It's been some time, but I remember reading about a series of serial killings tied to
Paper.
strange. I mean, not paper per se, but strange things, right? Like a year ago, I remember there was a flare up.
Oh yeah. No, I remember mention of paper people a year ago or so. Kind of in my memory. Is that what you're just talking about? That it happened before and it's happening again?
Right. Yeah. They never caught the guy, the lore keeper they were calling him.
That's right. Are you suggesting why are we talking about this? Why? Do you want to find them? Are you looking into it? Is that why you're researching it?
I'm not a journalist. It would be good if someone did look in. If I could help in any way, then I certainly would. But I mean, do you know someone who should look into it or who could look into it?
I mean, yes, but this is like really dangerous. So I don't know if I want to make like anybody I like look into it because I don't want them to die. I can ask Gregory. He has a gun.
I thought we liked Gregory.
We do like Gregory. I'm just saying he has a gun, so he can maybe protect himself.
It's
I don't
Dirge.
know.
Everyone has guns.
I don't carry one anymore. They're dangerous. But maybe, I mean, I could ask Geist or Kate.
Okay.
Maybe.
Geist has looked into things like this in the past, right?
Yeah, sure. Probably. He's looked into creepy occult things and stuff.
Right, so, I mean, I'm sure he'd be, like, ideal for this. I'll speak with Foe as well and just see what kind of information Foe might have gathered.
Okay, so we're like doing this. We're
I guess. I don't know. Okay, before the paper people thing happened, I was trying to track you down just to say good job. Everything went super smoothly. You're doing a great job as Nia's chief of staff. That was all.
Should I be doing
but then,
more now that she got attacked by paper people? Like, I feel like I have a job right now and I don't know what it is.
try to find people of status and just make sure that they're reassured that everything is okay, that they're taken care of.
I think they all ran.
Well, hopefully some of them are still, even if they
okay. Yep.
moved away, they're still, damage control, right?
Damage control. Yeah, got it. Okay, was there anything else before I go damage control?
Nope, nothing else. Okay. If you need anything else business related with Foe or anything, I mean, we'll be in touch.
Okay, yeah, and we can just discover who the Lorekeeper is on the sly. Yeah, it's a great plan.
Yep, I'll be looking into it.
And as Nyx goes to walk in the door, her shadow's just been hanging out in the dark having fun. So it just crawls down the side of the building like the girl from Ring and just comes down and reattaches to her before she goes in the door.
In my headcanon, the shadow really likes Steven.
It stops to wave.
So he clearly sees it. There's no attempt for it to be hidden from him.
No. Not
what? He starts trying, like, grabbing it at his gun. It's another one.
It's fine, Steven. It's just my shadow. She walks in the door.
He stands there, his gun half drawn, reholsters it, turns and starts to walk away, and then turns and follows you back, not to talk with you more, but to go to the bar, because he was walking in the same direction as you, but saying goodbye, and then there's that awkward, what do I do now moment.
This poor guy.
So that means Geist may or may not have seen them walking back in together?
There's a good 10 feet between them as they walk back in,
even worse.
roughly at the same time.
Give us our
Stand
free.
outside for 10 seconds before you follow me in.
Right. As you walk back in, we'll pan over across the ballroom. A variety of nobles and socialites are beginning to come out from hiding from behind overturned tables and chairs and whatnot, and they're starting to socialize again. The libations are starting to flow again, and that eases conversations back into a bit of a cadence. There's a handful of people that are taking back to the dance floor as the band recovers their wits and starts trying to get everyone going. And we'll pan over to Rendo and Norman. It was a kind of crazy thing that happened there, yeah? You've seen these before, right?
Yeah, I have. What's going on, Norman?
Yeah, well, Rendo, I mean, you're, so I've been doing some investigative journalism. I mean, I specialize in that, right? But do you have any leads right now as to who the Lorekeeper is or what they might want? Because I'm just saying, if you want me to look into it on the down low and keep it out of the Red Line Press's orbit, I can, I'm willing to work something out here to help try to get you information for the mayor.
You know, that actually might not be a terrible idea. Keeping it out of the Red Line Press, of course, like you said.
I want to be sensitive about it. Well, Rendo, you've been to Granite Bay, obviously. You know it is a dangerous and lawless place. I really don't want to see Dirge go the way of Granite Bay. And I want to do what I can to help make sure that doesn't happen. So, causing mass hysteria, not really what I'm looking to do. But I'm just a reporter, right? I can't take the Lorekeeper to task. But if I can find the right information and get it to you as chief of security, I mean, you've got a line to the DPD, you've got your own security force to work with. I'm troubleshooting here, right? I'm looking for solutions. What kind of steps do you think we should be taking?
I really do think it'd be a good idea to get more eyes on the investigative side. I mean, staying safe, don't do any hero stuff, and report back to me when you find anything.
Yeah, I mean, I can do that. I can certainly leave the hero stuff to you and Kate and Geist and all the rest of them. But as for investigating, I mean, I know Gregory's focused more on his business right now than his writing, but I'm sure I can reconnect with him and try to get his delivery drivers to keep an ear to the ground. I do have a request, though, as a concerned citizen, and this isn't a formal lobby. You can take this or not, but I've been really worried about the proliferation of narcotics in Dirge. Once more, you've been to Granite Bay. You've seen what drugs did to the town. I grew up in Granite Bay. It was not a good time, with Wick and Tweak and Weak all on the streets now. I'm really worried about what that means for Dirge. Hoping that you, Nia, the mayor's office, the office of the president, that someone can really put an effort to cleaning up the act in Dirge, as it were.
Yeah, of course. No, we've got plans, and we're keeping things clean. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Dirge will not be following in Granite Bay's footsteps, is what I can say.
Well, thank you, Rando. I mean, that's reassuring, and yeah, I'm just, for the sake of really everyone in Dirge, I hope that's true. I know my own story is like so many others in Granite Bay. I mean, there's a lot of orphans that came out of there because of what their parents got wrapped up in. So I'm just saying, better for everyone involved if we keep more drugs off the street and more serial killers off the street. I'll do what I can on the latter. I hope that you can do what you can on the former.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And if I hear anything that might be helpful to you in your investigation, I'll find you. I'll let you know.
Well, thank you, Rando. Great party, by the way, aside from the whole assassination attempt. Really enjoying this.
Oh, yeah. Nia really knows how to throw a party. Oh, bye, Norman.
Bye, Rando.
Be seeing ya.
Hope you find your dad. Wait.
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
Thank you.
No, he's an orphan.
Oh my gosh.
I'd like to think that they were just staring at each other in awkward silence for a moment, and then they both just kind of did that, like, right, well, I'm just going to back up now and turn and walk away.
100%. 100%. And not far from Rendo and Norman being awkwardly silent near one another, Bernie and Geist, I think, are similarly, at least Bernie is being silent for an uncomfortable amount of time.
Well, are you enjoying the party, Mr. McDovern?
It is an absolute delight, Geist.
It's one of the best events I've been to in recent months, I will say that. Apologies if I'm slightly winded. I almost died several minutes ago.
Paper can really take a lot out of you.
Much heavier than one might expect. And the cuts, they sting.
Just be grateful they weren't coated in lemon juice.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. I hadn't even considered that, but now I'm very thankful.
Yeah, Nia really does know how to put on a party. I think the last event that she officiated that she was the center of that I was at was her wedding, some little over a year ago.
Yes. The wedding. Wedding itself, good memories for at least a portion of it. Some unfortunate events quickly followed. It's unfortunate that it seems... Ugh. He kind of sits back in the chair, just looking at the parallels of an amazing start and then a big surprise twist. But let's hope this doesn't follow Nia into the rest of her time in office.
Of course. It would be really nice for Nia to be able to have a rose without there being any thorns.
Can I make some type of awareness check and see what subtext he's trying to get at with this conversation? I got a hunch based on our background, but I don't want to oversell it here.
Yeah.
Can I give you an intuiting?
Sure.
Yes. So that'll be a crit +2 for a 22.
So in the immortal words of what is Ben Stiller's dodgeball character's name?
God.
White Goodman, Good Whitman. I know that you know that I think that you know that I thought that. Like,
I see.
He's...
We're playing 5D chess here, aren't we?
Right.
I think Guy starts going It's like this really like, I'm not going to call it tennis. I'm going to call it the equivalent of like a pickleball match of these unnecessarily coded phrases back and forth with McDovern that actually holds zero meaning whatsoever because I'm done pretending that I'm in the Illuminati, but I'm going to continue to say such weird cryptic things. So I see us just exchanging like weird 1 or 2 liners back and forth every 30 seconds until he mixes it up. I'd go for at least 5 or 10 minutes with him though.
Yeah, I mean, he'll at least match you for 5, and then he'll finally say, right, anyway, guys, it's just good to reconnect. I wanted to let you know there's no hard feelings and bygones are under the bridge and all of the other adages.
Can I offer you another awareness check? And this time, I'm trying to see if he's trying to size Geist up or if he's being genuine in this. If this is kind of like, if this is like an underhanded comment or if he's trying to be genuine. Not nearly as good as the first one with an 11 total.
Yeah, it's difficult to tell. A lot of times apologies are given in dirge that save face but don't actually smooth anything over.
Yeah.
It's possible this is one of those, but it's not in front of a large audience of people, so it's hard to say.
I think he'd probably give something neutral back then. Well, Mr. McDovern, I'm very appreciative to hear that. Though, I think from my perspective, it's, the outcome was still favorable, as far as I'm concerned. The individuals that I... he, like, rolls it over in his mouth before he follows through with this. The individuals that I work with, well, they're pleased with where I am at.
As am I, Geist. I'm eager to see where you go. I assume we can look forward knowing that the two of us are allies and can call upon one another when needed.
My responsibilities, and he like looks around the room to see where Nia is,
are to the mayor,
or directly to Nia who happens to hold the office of the mayor. So long as our directions align, absolutely.
Mine are to my brother who happens to be the president and caucused with the mayor who happens to be Nia.
Right. Guys picks up a drink and like swirls it like there's some high level conversation going on here at this table. We've said absolutely jack shit.
Well, I believe mine is empty. I'm going to go get a refill.
I'm going to pass him my glass. If you'd be so kind, could you get me one as well? I don't think I can walk yet.
Certainly. He'll make his way across the room. A few minutes later, he'll come back with a very lemony lemon drop for you, Geist.
I knew it.
And he'll set it on the table without sitting back down and then take his leave again.
I'm going to pick up the glass, swirl it again. Touche, McDovern. Touche.
In no particular order, what do all of you do for the remainder of the masquerade ball?
Nyx is going to try to get McGee to dance. Like, she's trying to make him have the time of his life. So she's going to try to charm him. She's going to try to get him to loosen up and just, enjoy being here. That's her goal. That's her, life mission right now.
Yeah, could I have some kind of charisma check?
Empathy, savoir-faire, dancing.
Savoir-faire. Cool. Savoir-faire and dancing.
Savoir-faire, it's a 24.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Dancing, it's a 21.
Jeez.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so his style does not match the music, but he is having the time of his life, and other people start joining in. Hosea gets there and starts doing some moves as well.
Oh, Hosea! Can I do one thing while I'm with him?
Yeah.
While I'm charming him and having this conversation, I'm just going to be playfully can I show you a magic trick? And she's going to do something with magic, probably cast Gust, something fun. At the same time, she's going to go into his mind and look through his thoughts.
Okay.
Because she wants to know if he had anything to do with what happened to Nia.
Ah, okay.
So that's a 25 versus his willpower.
Oh my God.
I mean, yes, his willpower is not that high.
And then that's another 17 versus his willpower to go deeper. And he does not know she's there.
Still a success. Now, this is... Let's see, he is immune to being frightened. He is not immune to being charmed. This isn't a charm effect, though, right? So that would...
Nope, this is both her lineage effects. So this is just... She can go in and see their thoughts. And with her new upgraded lineage feature, she can get insight into their intentions, their honesty, and their emotional state. So as she's talking to him, she gets a good vibe of how truthful he's being here.
Yeah, okay. That's super interesting. So his emotional state, I mean, this music does not fit a Old West line dance, which is what he's trying to do, but he's having fun with it. His emotional state is relieved. There was something really scary happened there. It looks like that could have gone a very different way. Luckily it didn't. I guess any day could be our last. We may as well make the most of it. I'm having a lot of fun here on the dance floor. Other people are getting back. Everything is easing out a little bit. That's really nice. So let's just have a good time of the night. And then tomorrow's problems can be tomorrow's problems. And as you dive deeper, tomorrow's problems could be kind of problematic if Nia doesn't really play ball with me. I really gotta make sure that I properly extort her, because otherwise the people back at Granite Bay are not going to be very happy, and I've got to make sure that everything in Granite Bay stays smoothed over for my constituents that are really holding knives to me from all different directions, and I got to just make sure I do what I can so that my people stay safe. And this is a spiral that continues deeper and deeper beyond the point of articulable thought.
Beautiful.
During the dance, I think at some point Hosea would be close to Nyx as well.
Yes.
Hosea!
Nyx, it's so wonderful to see you. Just every time I see you after your funeral and realizing that you're not actually dead, it's just it's so deeply moving. I wish that could be true for everyone.
I know it's been like, 2 years now since your wife's death, but you got Lorena, right?
I know. I mean, yes. There's always joy, but there's still sadness too, right? There's the original tragedy that has led to other good things in my life, but that doesn't mean it wasn't a tragedy. Sometimes I can still hear her voice.
Oh my god.
Wait, what if she's not dead?
Is Lorena here? Do I need to go find her for you? How about you?
Yeah, I bet Lorena would be here, and she'll make her way over and start dancing as
Listen
well.
to all of it.
Right.
This is just like, help.
Lorena cuts in, and she's like,
get your man.
Yeah. She grabs him in a waltz and swings him away from you.
I have a question. While Rendo is making his rounds, he's gonna move past the bar and linger a little bit. Can I roll something to see whether or not he's able to hold his own?
Yeah. I'll leave the particulars of the check up to you, because this is role-playing that we're imposing mechanics on top of.
Would forced march qualify for this?
I mean,
Gonna
I
force
didn't ask
myself
for
to
the
march
roll
away.
to begin with.
That's the meaning now.
Right.
So many layers to this.
Great meeting.
That's a 22. I didn't even need forced march.
As Andy said.
I forced myself to march away. Actually, I'll pick up a soda water
There you
and then stand over by Selena for a bit. I grabbed a straw so I can hold it over to her and we can share a little drink that's non-alcoholic.
I think Geist is pretty
Lovely.
spent. So he's just gonna move the chair so his back is to the musicians up on the stage and just kind of be sitting there sipping at his super sour lemon drop as he peruses and glances at all the individuals here. He's just taking it in. He's just seeing who's here, appreciating that even though somebody attempted to snuff out the light that is Nia, that the group that was gathered here prevented it. And he's probably doing like a couple of like awkward glances over to Nia and Cade and just raising the glass. But like it's meant to be like, yeah, look, good job, Nia. But he does it like one too many times, so it's uncomfortable.
I'm obsessed with that because I imagine Nia almost like in reverse wedding fashion, where when you're getting married, there's a receiving line and people come to you. I think she's doing the like going around and schmoozing and shaking hands and, you know, saying hi to all of these people. And like anytime she happens to catch Geist's eye, he's doing that little, yeah, cheers.
He's just so proud.
Eventually she probably like lean over to Cade and in between conversations be like, do you think maybe Geist got hit in the head particularly hard, or something happened that I maybe missed?
Oh, darling, he's bleeding out over there real good.
Yeah. Yes, that would explain it.
It's kind of like a euphoric high sometimes when you get that, close to death,
No, absolutely. But should he be drinking as much as he is then?
It's dribbling out the left side of my mouth.
I don't know, that's what I do.
You are made of different stock, but perhaps he'll be all right.
Yeah, he'll be fine. I told him if he builds up the scar tissue, it's like armor after a while. Especially with all the paper cuts, good scar tissue.
Beautiful. So the evening eventually concludes. It seems that Mayor McGee had a really lovely time after the whole assassination debacle. That generally seems to be the vibe of most of the other guests that stuck around as well. So on the whole, a resounding success to the mayoral ball. Besides the sort of inaugural ceremony 2 weeks ago where you officially became the mayor in office, as opposed to like the mayor-elect getting ready to come in, I think this would be the first big functionary. So the obvious paper elephant in the room notwithstanding, it seems like it was a really good success. People are talking Nia's praises, talking the praises of the new mayor's office and the new team around the mayor.
Sweet.
The following morning, not too early, so all of you that are needed for this have ample time to rest and recover. Nia, you, along with any members of your cabinet that you would like to pull in, are going to be asked to meet with some of the president's cabinet. In the early days of the administration, President McDovern has made it clear that he wants his cabinet to work closely with the mayor's cabinet on anything pertaining to Dirge directly. And they're still trying to get their skis under them and figure out exactly what they plan on the first 100 days, the first few months looking like. So as you have a few times over the past couple weeks, you'd be asked to go and join their cabinet for a meeting on all things Dirge related. Nia has met all of the cabinet in the past 2 weeks, but the players and the audience have not met the whole cabinet, so I'll introduce them here in a second. But with Nia being present, who else among the party would Nia ask to join her for this meeting?
Kate, obviously. I think Nyx, she would want nearby. Probably the PR, public relations, Violet. And was there anything in particular at this meeting that she would have known ahead of time they were discussing that she would have felt like, okay, this is a situation where we're going to want, the city admin person who's going to be dealing with public works
that's a great
the
question.
police or something like that?
Yes, McDovern is wanting to discuss some housing projects, some sprucing up certain apartment buildings and figuring out temporary housing for people and that kind of thing. So yes,
Cool.
A civil person would be great.
Awesome. So then probably I would think that would be Salvatore, who's the city commissioner, and
For sure, yeah.
probably her brother Felix as well, because he's the one who's handling all the budgeting and city services and stuff.
Gotcha. Perfect. So as you head into the cabinet meeting, you've got your own staff and you're meeting the presidential staff. So in Falth, obviously I have modeled the geopolitical structure of Falth as loosely based on the American one, but it's not a complete one-to-one. There is no vice president, it's just the president. The other significant members of his cabinet are the Secretary of State, Lance McTavish, a human in his late 50s. He is a pretty serious and humorless individual, very dusty, not much personality. He's the former head administrator at the Bank of Falth, and his brother is the head of the Pit, the prison where Hugo is now serving out the rest of his sentence. The Secretary of the Treasury is Alana Rockford, a dwarven woman in her late 110s, which roughly translates to human mid-40s. She's been the personal financier to the McDovern family for a very long time. The Secretary of Defense is a retired general from the National Army of Falth, Leopold Smitherman, an Urkow in his mid-60s. You already know the Chief of Staff, Wesley Jimbal, the Brunei all business. He was with you on the trip to and from Granite Bay. The Attorney General, Trina Bastion, is a human woman in her early 50s. She's been both a defense attorney and a senator for Falth at various points. Second from lastly, we've got the Secretary of Civil Services, who will work hand in glove with Salvatore Desario, your city commissioner. Simon, you would all know, was a close friend of Frank O'Brien and was part of O'Brien's labor union. And now, lastly, we have the press secretary, Bonaventure Gordo, a possum kleppen, who handles all of the public outreach and communications with the public, press events, all of that, for the McDovern administration. So President McDovern would invite Nia and those present, and he'll open by saying, "The festivities last night were remarkable, Nia. You should be proud of yourself, especially getting everything back on track after such an unfortunate incident."
Appreciate you saying that. I have to champion my family. We're known for things getting rowdy at a party, so we have to know how to turn it around quickly when things need to get back in track.
Quite right, yes. Laudits for everything that you've done. Truly excellent work. I wanted to discuss with you the new housing projects that we've been planning to undertake. You and I spoke on the campaign trail about making sure that all of the housing in Dirge, especially the apartment complexes, are safe and up to the standards of the city, that we take care of any pest problems, rats, trash griffins, the like.
Yes, and certainly I would say any, upgrades as we can. Roger's not on board. Sorry.
Be happy I'm not there.
This is why he wasn't there. I think that any places where there might be opportunity for upgrades, I know there's been a number of people who have been saying, the water systems in some of the older buildings definitely are in need of repair. I know that would be quite a large expense, but people need water. Additionally,
Quite right.
I really think if possible, it would be a good thing for us to try and figure out, with all of this new asphalt and road construction, how can we maintain the green spaces in Dirge where there may be as few as they are? I would hate to see everything to just get paved over in the next decade.
Of course, that's a prudent thing to note now. That could easily be overlooked if we did not ensure that we were tending to those spaces of tranquility. The difficulties that arise involve where we transport the individuals whose buildings are being refurbished. I believe that setting up some kind of fast but adequate temporary housing outside of the city proper would be most beneficial for the constructions to proceed with as little disruption to individuals' lives as possible.
I mean, outside of the city, people will still have to commute into work. Won't that cause other issues? Or, I'm sorry, new mayor here. Perhaps I'm just missing how is, while I understand that, the construction has to be done on these buildings and the repairs have to be done, and it would be very difficult to do that with the people still inhabiting them, won't that potentially cause more issues for the actual people that live there if we have to displace them? How long will that be?
You raise very good points. What would you suggest? I do see this as a project that, as mayor, you should probably lead more than me.
I hadn't really, considered the need for this sort of temporary housing, and so I would just want to make sure that the people are, given ample time to make plans or something about it. I don't really know if there would be a way to get around anything like that. I think this is part of the conversations or whatever and decision making that I think for Nia, she knew was going to come up, and she was really, really worried about not having all of her I's dotted and T's crossed ahead of time for these kind of eventualities. And she probably would glance at Nyx or something and just anybody to try and be oh God, am I making all the wrong choices here? Do I just need to be going yes sir and nodding my head, or what am I supposed to be doing right now?
May I make a suggestion, if you don't mind? I know the temple has a lot of room and may be able to house some people. Also, there's been a lot of rebuilding after the explosions, and I'm sure there's some space in some of those new buildings that are safe and rebuilt for individuals, so maybe we can displace them, but not far, just temporarily.
I I certainly like that idea. I don't want to impose anything too much that's going to interfere with people's daily lives. This is supposed to be an improvement. We don't want it to be worse for them before it is made better.
Of course. No, you raise an excellent point. And so if we were, for example, to temporarily displace the good people of Rumble Row to the buildings that have recently been reconstructed in Greenbanks, that's minimal disruption to their commuting patterns. Stone Town to the south of technically it's part of the city, but it's outside of the old city. It's outside of the city wall, but I believe that to be largely semantic at this point. It's very easy to expand because it's outside of the wall, with additional temporary housing, and that would prove, I believe, most disruptive to people who live in Shantydale, for instance, given that's on the opposite side of the town, but less so for the people of southern Rumble Row. Is this the sort of shifting that you are looking at as opposed to
Yes, I think
moving
that
everyone
is
into one neighborhood?
Exactly what we would want to have happen. I think that's a great plan.
And Nix, your suggestion as to moving people into the temples, I would want to, I would only make sure that that is something the priests and priestesses welcome rather than creating friction between the religion and the mayor's office.
Oh, absolutely. And as Nia has alluded to, as you begin, this is just a beginning problem, because when you repair some of these buildings or even build new ones, you can build them taller, you can add some new apartments, more places to live, and then you can adjust people to new homes. So it's only the beginning that's the issue of really a lot of displacement, and then as you build new places, people can move in, you've got more room.
Quite right. I forgive the tasteless transition, but on a similar matter of housing, we need to expand the amount of holding space we have at the pit. Given that that's within Dirge, I think that is something that your city commissioner could oversee, working with the Dirge Police Department to expand the prisons.
Absolutely, yes. I think any expansions or dealing within the prison, I would want my people to have a very close watch on. We've had, the breakout not too long ago. I want to ensure that nothing like that were to happen again. And also, though, still, from what we heard of the people that we were able to, recapture and put back into the pit, there was some valuable feedback that I think we should probably take into account as well in ways that we could maybe improve the conditions. And, obviously it is a prison. I'm not a fool here, but,
No,
perhaps.
I believe the people who escaped prison would have very valuable feedback about improvements that we can make.
Correct. I think we should definitely take that into consideration as well.
Right, so certainly something for your city commissioner and the new police chief that you've brought in. Something they can oversee, I'm sure.
Yes.
I don't want to shit in anyone's Cheerios, but with all this moving around, especially if you're moving across the river and such, the gangs are going to take advantage of anybody you displace. Your Dirge police are going to be hard sprung to keep peace in Greenbanks, Rumble Row, Stone Town, so on and so forth. So if you're expanding the pit and the police are over there and you got less men on the streets to patrol when you start moving folks, the gangs are going to swoop in and they're going to do quite a number, I think. It's easy pickings as far as I can tell.
No, you're quite right. That was my third topic I wish to discuss with the mayor, which is, I believe, for exactly the reason that your bodyguard so eloquently put, expanding rapidly the police force might be well in order, especially with the new chief of police working so closely with you and, shall we say, answering your beck and call.
No, I think that is an excellent plan, certainly. I'd almost love to see if we could not perhaps work out some sort of arrangement with some of the younger people who have been dealing with some of this displacement already, who are needing to find work. Obviously not the really, really young people, but, some of the young men that may be around who need work and would otherwise maybe be turning to that gang activity. Perhaps they could be good ones to put out an issue. We put out a call from the police. Well, I don't know if the youth are who we want policing necessarily.
unemployed
maybe like
young men.
That's it. They have older brothers. They have older brothers, certainly, who could just as easily be trying to smuggle drugs in and out of the city, or they could be trying to prevent that if we offer them the right compensation. So perhaps the police need to put out a general job search hunt, however that works.
Of course, yes. A basic salary, a sense of belonging, a badge and a gun, a territory to patrol to be sure that everything is safe.
Nothing bad could come of that.
I believe we're of an accord then. Thank you, Miss Mayor and cabinet members. I have matters to discuss with my Secretary of Defense and State that you're more than welcome to stay. I value your partnership, but they do not concern Dirge directly. It's about the ongoing friction between our neighbors to the south with Shadrodoth and Velstrom continuing to antagonize one another.
That is quite unfortunate that is occurring like that. Does she get the sense that he's like, you can peace out now?
It's a polite way to say go.
Yeah. That sounds like very, very sensitive matters that we will leave you to so that we can get to our good works as well.
I know.
Trust me that you will learn more in due time about the conflict between Shadrodoth and Velstrom.
I'm sure.
I know I will, but Nyx will follow Nia. She wants Lance to be her friend because he doesn't smile.
As soon as we walk out, I didn't think it was going to be that easy.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, we can pull all the boys off the street that we were using for gang work, turn them into cops, and then we just got the police force and our own gangs working the streets, and it's going to be a win-win.
I've already started, actually. I've got like 3 or 4 that have already... Remember the dicks on the wall in the...
No, I very...
They just kind of listen to me now up near the Whispering Winds. And
yeah, I mean, we can't have like a legitimate police force. We have to own them, too. I mean, they got to be doing what we want them to.
Yes, no, I understand
Little Dicky would
that.
be a great cop.
Isn't he like 14 years old? Is that going to be... Do you think we'll be able to
like
get that passed?
17, 18...
He's at least a year
16.
older now than he was when he first drew the dice.
Fair enough. All right,
I mean, you only got to be like
It's
13 to go
Dirge.
the Ashtags, right?
Yeah.
That is true. That is very, very true.
Yeah, after the progressive child labor laws of the Banshee
they
administration.
did raise that. They did raise that of it, didn't they? Right. I love this plan. Let's get all of those little dick drawers a gun and some cuffs.
Oh, they have the guns. And probably the cuffs. They just need a badge.
You're not wrong. They really just need a badge. This is going to save us so much money.
It's the worst idea, the best idea.
It's the best idea.
This is so good. This is so good.
Yep.
And nothing can go wrong. Oh no, it all went wrong.
This podcast in a nutshell.
As they're walking back to wherever they're going to go, Nyx would just say, knowing what Cade is likely going to do with this information, straight to Nia. By the way, presuming you're going to meet with McGee lately, he's going to try to extort you. Like, that's his whole goal here.
Hell, he is.
It's the hell he is. It's what he's here to do.
That's a lot of information all at once. How?
That's one fact.
To what level? And in what ways?
I don't know. He wasn't thinking about that. He was just like, I'm going to extort her because I need to save my people and people are pressuring me and I need to go back with a positive and not a negative. That's the summary. I was dancing and a little bit more focused on that as he kept spiraling, and that's about what I remember.
Very good.
So you can go against it. Cade can do what he wants to do. You should not let him do that. Or you can play into it and use it to your advantage somehow. Because now you know what's happening.
Right. Do you think he thinks he can pull one over on me?
Yes.
I can work with that. And worst case scenario, she's just going to look at Cade.
No.
I'll just kill like his brother or something.
That's perfect.
His sister's in town. But no, why did I say that? Don't.
Perfect.
Here's her address.
Even better. A sister. Very good.
Just stop talking while Cade's around. I guess you've got collateral. I'm trying to think of the positive. Just use it to get something.
I mean, if you don't want to go too extreme, I could always give them to the twins. I love those kids. They'll torture anybody I give them to.
Here's the thing. They love you. That's something that should just be said and noted.
How many people have you had them torture?
Do you want to know that answer? Or?
No, I don't.
All right.
I didn't ask.
Not many.
That's more than one.
They get to live most of the time. That's like a plus, right? I mean, if they deal with me, you know where that's going.
Yep.
It's called compromise.
Just
Working
gives
on it.
me a look like, stop him.
Nia, in the worst possible way, is just like, I can't. Look at his face. How can you stop that? But she's also going to, in the same breath, ask Nix. Was there any way, could you tell, was there anything in particular that McGee really, really, like what he was feeling like he desperately needed to get out of the situation? Or was it just a general gotta get ours sort of vibe?
What's me even got? Who's he running? What?
He
just
said people back home, a lot of pressure on him, make sure all of his constituents are safe.
Back home's Granite Bay. Who's in Granite Bay?
Isn't the dumb hot sauce lady there?
Yeah, the dumb hot sauce lady.
Does she know McGee?
I would have to imagine she probably knows McGee, or certainly he would know her. I don't think there are many people in Granite Bay that don't know her.
Well, maybe we can turn this from extortion into a little this for that.
Say more.
He gives us a little information on things that we need from Granite Bay, i.e. things that I would like to know for future reference, and we can give him a little bit, take on back home, make him happy and his happy.
I like this. What do we think he would want to take home beyond the confirmation and or feeling that he has gotten one over on us?
That I don't know.
I mean, just play into it, see what he wants, and then turn it on its head.
I'm gonna act dumb.
Right.
I'm gonna act real dumb.
I mean, you've got all of Dirge behind you. You've got a president, theoretically. You've got a Cade. We've got drugs that are arguably better than their drugs.
Fortunately, although we
don't
do
give
have
them the
a
drugs. Is that what he
very
wants?
angry hot sauce lady who is mad about those drugs as well. Sorry. Yes, I'll play dumb, and we'll get through this, and it'll be great. Thank you, Nix. You're a gem. You're very good at your job.
Okay, that's good. I'm sorry I abandoned you for a month. It was a good month, though. So I'm glad that, things went well.
Oh, yes. Everything has been great in the last month. I have not been stressed at all, and I am fully confident in my abilities.
She has been real scary stressed. Say.
Maybe we should talk about that after the McGee thing.
Wait. Just gonna lean a little bit just to, like girl talk.
Yeah, duh. Kind of
Alright,
wine and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, Kate.
He's just gonna be standing, outside anyways. He never goes that far.
That's true.
He just listens to the girl talk. Can we make him be I don't know, how far away do you need to be to not hear things? 3 miles?
I don't know, I hear pretty far, but I mean, it's not 3 miles or nothing like that.
He doesn't really pay
I can go find
attention.
something to do for an hour or two. I did.
That feels worse.
Never mind, you don't
I
want to
feel
know the answer to that one either.
Yeah, that feels worse. Maybe he's better off
Wait.
beside the... I'm conflicted. Okay, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Go out with Geist and Rendo.
No.
Nope.
I can't have any of those damn cards in my house. Or around.
He could go elsewhere. The cards are gonna end up in the house.
I know. I've worked so hard to get rid of the spurs, and I just know they're coming.
Speaking of Geist and Rendo, what are the two of you up to this morning?
I got big plans for this day. So, Rendo, if you want to go first, feel free.
Rendo does not have plans for this day. Does Rendo have class today?
Oh, probably. I mean, if I recall, you're taking 2 classes.
I think Rendo woke up early because he's anxious about class. But he's not going to let anyone know that he's anxious about class. So he's trying to find things to do around the bar. It has never looked so clean.
Nice. The door chimes, and you see Professor Black walk into your bar. What a spotless, clean bar you have, Rendo.
He Now, stands up from underneath the bar and missed where the edge of the counter was. Hi, Professor Black. Good to see you.
Hello. And you? Are you ready for class today?
Yeah, never been readier.
I do hope you enjoy the class with my colleague. Let me pause for a second, because I do have this written down, which class you're taking and who the professor is. I just don't have it in front of me.
I hope it's with one of Nyx's parents. 'Cause that would be really fun.
Yes.
Oh, crossover nobody knew they needed.
Right. Okay, we already saw a little bit of your Political Theory 200 with Gina Lesa. So the class you'd have today is Mixology 101, which, unless that fits for either Ava or Thuridin, I'm going to roll an NPC roll.
They're required to teach a certain number of electives.
Right. No, yeah, so, Professor Zilsis is just a fantastic mixologist. I do hope you enjoy his lectures.
So I met Nyx's parents once at the
At
funeral.
her funeral. Yep.
Would I recognize the name?
Probably not, but that's up to you. I mean, it is Nyx Zilsis. I'm just not sure how often you've heard the last name.
At the funeral was the last time you probably heard it.
You have a last name?
Mal was unaware that Nyx had a last name.
I thought she was like fair or something.
Maybe on some paperwork for being in the same mayoral cabinet, but you might have just glazed over that too, so.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to say you
starts
probably don't
with a Z.
recognize it.
It's got too many letters that follow it.
Start with an X, but yes.
It starts
Windows
with
working on
that
it.
letter that makes that Z sound.
Too.
Right, it's perfect.
Hey,
sounds
I'm
like
learning. I'm learning.
Yes,
Gonna
yes,
change
right,
my
well,
notes real quick.
Yes, Professor Zilsis. He
That
keeps
sounds
his classes very
familiar.
entertaining.
Cool. Well, yeah, I'm even more excited now.
Splendid. Well, I'm just going to head down into your basement.
Yeah, right, because of when you sit and I did, yeah, right, of course. It's unlocked. It's that way.
And he'll take his leave. Yep.
Doors over there.
With a slightly dramatic flourish of his academic regalia, almost like a cape swoosh, and his greasy hair sort of flaps against the side of his face as he heads over to the...
Oh.
To briefly touch on Mixology 101, the opening lecture with Professor Thuridin Zilsis would be a sort of look how exciting this is, look what cool things you can do with mixology lecture. So if you've seen the first episode of Breaking Bad when Walter White is talking about chemistry and he's like spraying the different chemicals into a flame to make the flame turn different colors, it's that sort of titillating like, wow, science kind of lecture. And so he's
Science rules.
right. He's not getting too deep into any of the actual science of mixology. He's just trying to make it exciting and trying to prep the students for doing some hard work to create cool things. Sadly, I do not have a full lecture prepared the way I did a couple episodes ago, so I'm going to leave it at that for now.
Okay.
How about, guys, what you said you've got a big day?
Yeah, I've got a big set of plans for downtime. Now that we are post-vacation, we're post-time skip, I think it has changed some of his priorities around a little bit. Knowing that he's got a little bit of free time, I think he's going to lean pretty hard into the mission that he was given by Ralzire. I think now that he has a clear head about Noir and Molitor, it's less about that pure vengeance, you've wronged me, now I must wrong you and all this, but rather trying to get to the root. So I think he pulls out that letter that he received from the Gentleman Brigands about Molitor and their connection to the Avadri. And I want to hit the stores. I want to hit the library today. I'm going to try to do some research on the Avadri, research on cults or individuals who hold that to be their religious sect, trying to just learn a little bit more about that and the potential connections, historically speaking, of Molitor through the ages and how they have sought out connections to powerful artifacts, powerful relics, the Avadri as a whole. Additionally,
Awesome.
I got a huge list. Do you want me to go one by one or do you want it all at once?
Go ahead. You keep cooking. That'll give me time to fact check all the information I'm about to give you.
Okay, sweet. The other thing that he is able to conceptualize with a clear head now that Nyx is back. I'm sure it's come up at least once or twice now. The idea of Noir having Nyx's blood, that was a big part of the fight. And even though he was out of the fight, I mean, it's been months and months and months of them catching up, of talking about concerns. I want to do some research on the concept of if somebody was using somebody's blood to make a puppet or to control them, but they have since died and been brought back with so much other blood, what's the likelihood that they can actually be controlled anymore? Are they the same person? It's a classic like Ship of Theseus conversation. If the principal
you beat me to it.
was the blood, and it's on the record as being a ton of other blood. All right, that's number 2 on my list. Number 3 on my list, I think, is pretty interesting. I don't know how to fully explore it from a mechanics place, but at recent levels, I have gained the domain of the Flaming Soul, which means that as a Demon Soul vessel, I can now subject someone into going into essentially Valor's domain and making them fight and do this thing. I know for a fact that Valor was frightened of Sarnulathan during that encounter with Noir, and if I'm going to be putting us in a situation where we need to go up against Noir again, I want to do some like weird reverse meditation where I am meditating and channeling and essentially training on that domain in Valor space in preparation to ensure that when we go up against Sarnulathan, we understand what our joint and connected powers are.
Mm-hmm. So on that last point, that's just a Jujutsu Kaisen like training montage is what you're talking about, right?
Nathan, you couldn't have said it any more perfect. I'm practicing my innate domain. I'm trying to practice my domain expansion, and I'm working out the hand signs montage.
Yep. And are you practicing against error, against a dummy? Are you grabbing people that you believe deserve to be beat up and practicing on them?
I dare say if you'll allow it, it's maybe not the correct use of the actual ability. I'm not using it on any one person or thing in particular. Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to go there. I just want to spend time there so that it becomes more natural, more like breathing, instead of having to activate a unique ability.
Yeah, narratively, I have no qualms with you not using it like technically correctly in that way. I'm just trying to get a sense of if you're still vigilantizing it all with it. And it sounds like you're not. You're
Correct.
Working on popping in and popping out.
Yeah. Awesome.
Was there more on your laundry list?
No, I'll yield.
Cool. Okay. So you mentioned the Ship of Theseus. That's obviously as close to real world as you get with Greek myth. So in the mythology of the cosmos of Ansera and the greater cosmos beyond Ansera, there was a fabled hero named Theseus who sailed the celestial sea and had this immortal boat that could travel between realities. And it's very much the same conundrum. It's if you slowly replace every part of the boat, is it still the Ship of Theseus, or is it a new boat? And philosophers have debated this for countless ages across multiple realities. Before I offer more, what kind of investigative, history-based or library-based skills do you possess?
I think I would be, it's tough. I'm going through that occult lens, hoping to make like an arcana, like magical type of roll with that. It's more like, does the ritual still work? Does the magic still work over whatever occult puppet's been created? Less about the philosophy, more about like, okay, cool, like, does he still have an actual connection? Would the ritual go off correctly?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make an arcana check.
That's going to be a 15.
A 15. Unfortunately, whether it will work or not is wrapped up in that philosophical question of whether the ship is still the same ship. And it's leading you down this frustrating rabbit hole of circular logic, and I would imagine Geist, being practical and direct, is getting more and more frustrated by the inconclusivity of the arguments, right? Like, you'll have Nicomachus making one argument and Aristotus making the contrary argument, and around you go.
They keep referencing each other, telling me to look at their works, but it's not getting me anywhere whatsoever.
The most definitive answer you can find is from a philosopher called Jarvian, who argues that the original Ship of Theseus and the new Ship of Theseus are both different boats and the same boat.
I think at a certain point in this research, he makes a land vehicles check. He knows it's not the same thing, but there's been so much talk of ships. What is a ship but a vehicle of the sea?
Beautiful. And let's see, working back, do you have any training in history?
I do not. I have appraising, but that's for more artifacts and objects. I have religion, but that's specifically for Avadri. So no. And economics, but not exactly.
Sure. So you asked about the history of Molitor and their pursuit of the Avadri. So a religion check with Avadri is certainly applicable here. It may only give you half of the data that you're looking for.
That makes sense. That'll be a 26.
Yeah, you come across some esoteric texts that are written in strange runes, which you're pretty well versed.
More like it. This makes sense to me.
Exactly, well versed at translating these at this point. So you get a good rundown of all of the different Avadri deities written in the Mythcraft Wiki, the core rulebook. You have like all of their entries and blurbs and what they're about. That is more about the Avadri than most people know, even at this point in Ansara's history.
Okay, that's good. To whatever degree you are allowed to take notes or to take snippets of the information from this, I think he's beginning to build a dossier, to build a journal of some kind of this information. To be quite clear, my headcanon for this is I'm doing the research, and then I'm going back to the Whispering Winds and starting to build out my wall of string and posters and notes, trying to put it all together.
It's all connected. I would say at this point, given your various roles and projects, you're not gaining any more insight into the particular history of Molitor or their connection to the Avadri.
Cool. That's okay. We got to start somewhere. And if we got to hone in specifically on the religious aspect of who and what the Avadri are, the rest can fall into place later.
And question for both Geist and Rindo, how regularly do you check in with the mayor's mansion? That could be a question for Nia as well.
I just kind of assumed that there would be a guideline for that.
I feel like Rindo would at least be like a daily check-in, since you are technically manage people. I would think. Geist, maybe a little bit more ad hoc.
Geist would have requested from you that whenever you need his services, he has created some unnecessary coded message system. Like you have to leave something on a certain ledge, on a certain window, and he knows to meet you in like an alley or a cafe near the mayor's mansion. I'll let you choose and decide what your code is, but for the role that you've given him, he is waiting for those messages to be left.
Gotcha.
On that point, Geist, upon your departure from the Whispering Winds, you're staying at the Whispering Winds now, or?
I think I stay multiple places, but I do spend more time with the Whispering Winds. I'm giving a lot of responsibility to Crow, absolutely, but I still have stuff there. Okay,
so at one point in this morning, as you depart from the Whispering Winds, everything seems in order, nothing is out of place. And upon your return, after doing some research, you do see a pot in the alleyway. It's a clay pot with a flowering plant that seems to be growing out of it. And Crow would not have seen anyone place it there.
I think he would regard that with a strange happiness. It seemed like it was a door that was very much closed, and the fact that a new message vessel has been placed outside the Whispering Winds, I think he is pleasantly surprised, especially given his new venture into research of Molitor and the Avadri, because he knows for a fact they will be able to get access to things that he cannot. So he's quite pleased.
I have a question. Does Nyx know about the chamber pot stuff? Like, is that a fact you told her, or is she going to come home and pick this flower?
I think, you know what, I think to really sell this, he thought that he was essentially kicked out, and so he would have been like, man, it doesn't even matter anymore. Yeah, here's all this information. And so now he's like, oh, I've divulged secrets, and now I'm back in, and Nyx knows, fuck it, it'll be fine probably. So yeah, I think you absolutely know.
Cool. So she just comes to Whispering, oh, your friends are back, cool.
Yeah. I think he was probably super proud. He's like, it was a super complex system. I'm sure no other gang in the city has a more complex system. And Nyx is like, let me tell you about clotheslines.
Oh, Nyx would have told you the whole cobbler clothesline. Absolutely.
The clothesline method might actually be widespread through the mayor's office now.
The right people who need to know about the clotheslines know about the clotheslines.
Exactly. But we don't talk about it. That's the first rule. So as the evening approaches, the hour would be approaching in which Nia would be meeting with Clarence McGee and his entourage from Granite Bay, any of his advisors that would be in the area as well. So my question above board is Maggie, who Nia would want in the room, and then logistically, how many people it makes sense to be in the room.
I think maybe the deputy mayor, Harriet Dayton, could be a good one to have in there. Probably Nix again.
God damn it, I was gonna go get dinner.
No food for you.
We'll eat when the time is ready.
And the Rosemary.
Get out of here.
Oh my
Get out of
God.
here. You're fired.
Stop.
I would like to have her grandfather as public advisor there, but she would like to have Geist also kind of like... She wants him to be aware of this conversation as well.
Done.
Cool. I don't know what that means. I was going to say there's the Nix factor. She could just be like, Nix, tell him everything.
He asked for you to ensure that a window is left open in the room that you're in.
Easy. Can do.
Nix would have absolutely told him everything that happened anyways.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying. But we'll make him happy. We'll leave a window open. It'll be perfect. Okay. Before they would actually go in, I think she would have told her grandfather, I think I'm going to let him sort of lead and maybe play a little dumb through this. I'd like for you to primarily listen, but if you think there's anything that you can add that'd be beneficial, don't hesitate, but just, go with me on how I'm going to play it, if you don't mind.
You're the mayor, Nia. I think that myself and many of the others in the family have raised you well. I trust you know what you're doing. I'm here for you in whatever role you need me, but I trust you'll signal me if you need me to step in any way.
I just need you to be just the shining example of dirge that you are and all it represents.
It's a mighty, it's a grand order, but I'll do what I can. I'll do what I always do.
I know you will.
So I believe we'll say this evening meeting will overlap with Rindo coming into the mayor's mansion to check up on all of the guards and everything, and even be in earshot in case Rindo needs to be pulled in for anything. And as Nia and Cade and Nix prepare to receive the mayor of Granite Bay and as Geist, or a intermediary of Geist, is near an open window in order to gather whatever information needs to be gathered. And as Rindo is doing the rounds, the motorcade of vehicles will pull up. You'll see Mayor McGee and his sister Constance McGee and their own security. They'll all pile out. They're all wearing their vests and their 10-gallon hats, and Mayor McGee is wearing some really nice spurs.
Those some nice spurs. They look pretty good.
You
Spurs
do not
there.
say that in front of him. Do you understand? Don't say shit about those spurs in front of him.
You hear them jingling as he's walking up the stairs. Only Cade does, right? Because it's a small noise, but it's a nice jingle.
Fine.
And Mayor McGee enters into the meeting room. He says, "Good to see you again, Nia. Guess we should get right down to business. This has been The Ties That Bind. Head to discord.gg/QR Publishing to discuss this episode. Check out patreon.com/quasi-real publishing for a variety of subscription tiers. And until next time, keep crafting those myths.
But also, you don't have to take
Just lost Tyrell. And Nia stabbed him.
Those fucking spurs.
You're
Well,
done.
sure,
No
spurs.
spurs, and there'll be no cards laying about. I know that man. He's not going to put shit in a binder.